What's up, you guys? Today I want to give you some tips of how to count your macros when you're going out. Specifically when you're going out to a restaurant that doesn't actually have the macronutrient breakdown for you. A couple of days ago, I went out for dinner with some friends and family for a birthday, and I ended up capturing how I prepared my macros for that event. So flashback to that. We're going to a restaurant that doesn't have any macronutrient items. So a little tip for this is to try and compare what you want to get on the menu to other restaurants that do have macronutrient items. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the restaurant online. I'm going to figure out what I feel like eating, and then I am going to either plug that meal into Google to see if anything else comes up at different restaurants, or I'm going to type it into MyFitnessPal and try to find at least 3 that are pretty comparable and either take one of the 3 or maybe even average them out. So we are going to Chimo's Italian restaurant. Yum. I kind of already know what I want. Soup, salads, no, where's the pasta? Angel hair. So see how that actually describes what is in it. We got shrimp, freshly cut Roma tomatoes, garlic, and fresh basil. So I'm gonna actually copy that. Let's go over to Google. Type that in there. Angel hair. And if you type in macros, most websites don't know what the hell a macro is, so just type in nutrition facts. All recipes. Well, let's see what this guy says. It's actually a home recipe. Bro, where are the macros? Over here. So it's saying for a serving, and who knows really how much a serving is. 18 fats, 46 carbs, 34 protein. While those macros seem pretty reasonable, I'm gonna keep on searching. So let's try again. 1 cup. Like, what is 1 cup? Sorry, really? There's no macros? Try again. We're gonna go to MyFitnessPal. I don't use MyFitnessPal, but at times like this, it comes in handy because they got quite a bit. Oh shit, what the hell is my password? MyFitnessPal. That's why I keep it here, you guys. Because MyMacros Plus, it's awesome, but the database is nowhere near like MyFitnessPal. So we want angel hair and basil. Lean Cuisine has angel hair? Who knew? Shrimp and angel hair pasta in wine sauce. Ooh, they don't say that they have wine sauce. So this one here, we got 20 fats, 97 carbs, 33 protein. So the fats and the protein are pretty consistent with the other one, but those carbs are so high. Angel hair pasta with basil and tomatoes. But no, I have shrimp in mine. Angel hair pasta with shrimp and basil. So I'm not really seeing a third that's kind of comparable. So what I'm gonna do, you guys, where's that first one? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this one, 20 fats, 97 carbs, 34 protein, and then I'm gonna go back to this one where we had 18 fats, 46 carbs, and 34 protein. I am going to average out just the carbs because the fats and the proteins are basically the same. So we got 97, 47 divided by 2. So we're gonna say there's 72 carbs. So that's what I'm gonna do when I go out for dinner tonight. I'm gonna go on the higher side for carbs, and I'm gonna just put that into my phone for my dinner tonight. So if you find that, say you don't have 18 grams of fat left over, but you have a shitload of carbs left over, in situations like that, I would just focus on hitting your total caloric amount. So not worrying about if you hit your protein, carbs, and fats, just ignore those numbers and make sure that you don't go over your total calories. Because at the end of the day, it's still calories in versus calories out in regards to weight loss. So as long as you're not going over your total caloric intake, it's one day, it's gonna be okay. I still wanna enjoy myself this prep, up and I will do a weigh-in in the morning and let you guys know if I significantly am off with these macros. And you know what? Macros are typically inherently wrong anyways. You guys see me, I weigh out my bread because the macronutrients on the back of the label are inaccurate. It's not that the macros are inaccurate, but the measurements are inaccurate. And guaranteed a chef really doesn't care to make sure that I am getting, say, 100 grams of pasta. There might be 150 grams this time. Next time, it might be 80 grams of pasta. They don't care about any of that. So just be aware of it and always overestimate. And we're back. As you guys saw, I kind of overestimated my carbs and my fats for the day just to be safe, just because it is pasta. And like I already mentioned, the chef doesn't really care to make sure that the portion sizes are exactly what the recipe calls for. So the next day when I woke up, I decided to weigh myself. I was actually half a pound lighter. Some other things that I did during that day that I didn't really discuss was I fasted in the morning. So my last meal the night before was maybe about 10 o'clock at night, and the next morning, because I knew I was going out for dinner, I decided to fast until I think it was about 11 o'clock. It actually worked really well. So what I did is I woke up in the morning. I normally wake up around 6:30, and I had a lot of water. I had some caffeine, which really helps suppress your appetite, and I didn't have my breakfast until 11 o'clock, and I just kind of ate intuitively. So when I was hungry, I definitely don't recommend doing this all the time. I just find this is a good tool to have for those special events that you don't want to miss out on. That was my reasoning for fasting in the morning. I don't normally like doing that. I normally, as soon as I wake up, I'm starving and I'll eat right away. Another thing you can do if you find that fasting that long doesn't work for you, you want to try to have a heavy protein-based breakfast. For me, I would try to have maybe 10 grams of carbs for breakfast and maybe 30 to 40 grams of protein for breakfast and 0 grams of fat. And for the rest of my meals up until dinner, I would try to have mostly protein for my meals. So that way you're saving up the fun macros for dinner, which is your carbs and your fats. Another tip is don't overcomplicate it. I mean, if you overcomplicate it to the point where it's stressing you out, it's not worth it then. I would just recommend eating intuitively. So if trying to figure out what the macros are on a dish you have no idea what may be for, then I would honestly just order something that's gonna be protein based off of the menu. So ordering some chicken and vegetables, maybe even a salad. Yeah, it's not that fun, but at least you're not gonna feel stressed out that you're overeating pasta. And you gotta remember, the waiters are much more accommodating than people think. If you ask them to cook your chicken in no oils, no butters, or anything like that, they are gonna accommodate you. That's their job and they understand that. So don't feel like you're being a pain. If you need to make modifications to your dish to be more accurate, that's okay. Don't be afraid to ask the waiters. And then one last little tip, you guys, is I would make sure that you eat a lot before dinner, especially if you are having just chicken or a salad. So that way you're not starving at dinner when everybody's eating appetizers, drinking, and having all this delicious food. It'll prepare you a little bit better for your appetite when you're actually at the event that you're going to. So that's it, you guys. I really hope that you guys found this helpful. If you have any questions of any of the tips or anything that I have given in this video, please make sure you give me a comment down below and I will get back to you. And subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys in the next one.